I'm Thomas. When I was 7 years old, I found a fallen star in my backyard. It wasn't very big, but it was beautiful. I took it inside and showed it to my mom. "Wow, where did you find this?" she asked. "Over there," I said, pointing out the window. Mom walked over and looked out. "Oh my goodness, the whole sky is filled with stars. We have to return it." That night, the fallen star began to lose its light. Suddenly, a giant shadow loomed over me. "What are you doing with that star?" it boomed. I was so scared. The shadow reached out a long, slimy finger and snatched the star from my hand. "Give it back," I screamed. The shadow just laughed and vanished into the darkness. I knew I had to get that star back, so I set off on a quest to return it to the Sky Kingdom. On my journey, I met all kinds of magical creatures. There was a grumpy old troll who tried to scare me away with his booming voice and terrible jokes. But I wasn't afraid. I just kept on walking. Then I came to a dark and dangerous forest. I had to cross a rickety old bridge over a deep and murky bog. As I walked across the bridge, it began to collapse. I fell into the bog and was covered with slimy, smelly mud. Just then, a friendly frog hopped onto my shoulder. "Need some help?" he croaked. I nodded, and with the frog's help, I got out of the bog and continued on my way. Finally, I reached the Sky Kingdom. It was even more beautiful than I had imagined. But the entrance to the palace was blocked by a huge shadow. This one was even scarier than the last. "Who's there?" It boomed. I stood my ground and told the shadow who I was and what I was there for. "Very well," the shadow said. "If you can defeat me in a battle, you may take the star back. But if you lose," the shadow leaned in close, "I will steal your voice forever." I knew I couldn't defeat the shadow with strength or weapons, so I just kept my eyes on him, waiting for my chance. And when I saw an opening, I took it. I dashed forward and tackled the shadow. We rolled around on the ground, and I could feel my hope begin to fade, but I refused to give up. I had to get that star back. And with one final burst of energy, I managed to push the shadow over the edge of the cliff. He fell into the abyss below. As I watched him fall, I noticed something. The shadow wasn't all bad. In fact, he was kind of cute in a shadowy way. And as I looked into his eyes, I realized that he wasn't really evil. He was just misunderstood. I reached out a hand to help him up. "Want to be friends?" I asked. And that's how I returned the lost star to the sky. And now our friendship makes the sky shine brighter than it ever shone before. Like and subscribe for more amazing videos like this.